What's going on, everybody? Jeremy Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel and to a late night stream continuing my adventures to, well, the Stormblood expansion. First, to get ready for Shadowbringers coming this summer, of course, and if you've been keeping up with the stream series, awesome. I need a quick refresher of where I stopped because it's been a crazy week, guys. Sorry that the stream was supposed to be a little earlier, but it got pushed back tonight. I've been really busy, and just to give you guys, some context here, just this week I've had to cover 3 games, finished the Guild Wars 2 review. I'm now working on the Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere chapter, and just plowing my way through that. So now I gotta squeeze my Final Fantasy XIV into that as well, just so that I don't miss Shadowbringers. I cannot miss it. But anyway, hello to everybody in chat. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far, a great Sunday. We have Mazidi in chat. He says, hi, hello Mazidi, how you doing, bro? And Lord Midichlorian, as always, good to see you guys. How you been? What you guys been doing? How's your weekend so far? We got Rudy as well, and Light21, hello you guys. You guys are the Final Fantasy XIV regulars, I suppose. So, what's going to happen is, I'm going to continue the story, we'll discuss stuff, and yeah, this is the first stream of the 15,000 sub era, which I'm incredibly grateful for, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. So let's get straight. Let's talk to Alpha now, and let's get started here. So based on what I remember, yep, I think 2 weeks ago was the last stream, and we encountered the Warriors of Darkness for the first time, the exact opposite of what we are. We, the Science of the Seventh Dawn, and yeah, I'm done with the Heavensward expansion. If you didn't know already. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the story is leading into Stormblood, and then how it all ties in with Shadowbringers. Because remember, just this week, Square Enix released the benchmark tool, and there was a lot of cutscenes in there which I did not have context for. Like, I didn't understand what's going on or where we were or who those characters were. So yeah, there's a reason why I'm trying to catch up here. Anyway, let's check it in chat. We have Jared in chat says, happy holiday weekend. Oh, thank you, Jared. Good to see you. Happy holiday weekend to you. What holiday is it, by the way? Because over here in Malaysia, well, I don't think it's a holiday weekend. So, yeah, let us know. We have Varixi in there. Says, it's now a good time to come back to Final Fantasy. I haven't played in a long time, and I don't even know if I hit max level pre-expansion. Ooh, Varixel. Yeah, I'd say so. Anytime before an expansion launch, which Shadowbringers is, of course, coming, I think it's a good time. And Final Fantasy XIV does have this, welcome back to the game campaigns kind of thing, where if you haven't logged in for about 3 months, you can come back and play for 7 days for free or something like that. And if you're not at the level cap, there is a sort of like a free trial until level 30, I think. So you may want to check that out first and come back and see what it is. We got Rudy in chat says, but I still don't know, is it worth it? He was thinking of playing Final Fantasy XIV. Oh man, that's up to you, man. If you want my opinion, story's great. All the dungeons and trials that I've been doing so far have been excellent. And I'm looking forward to seeing more. And I totally just missed what the NPCs were saying here. I'm gonna have to go through this real quick. Oh yeah, we recovered Thancred too. He came out of the same thing where we got Y'shtola from. And I guess he doesn't know anything that happened, because remember way back, spoilers, in patch, the pre-Heavensward requisite quests, those Y'shtola brought down the cave on both her and Thancred, and Minfila disappeared after that series of events, so he doesn't know. And I guess this is it. We're trying to get back all the signs together before we start tackling more content here. I'm level 60, and I'm going to be level 60 for the next maybe 30 or 40 quests, depending on how many quests are there in the Dragon Song War series of prerequisites into Stormblood, which I believe is what I am on. Anyway, I see you guys have more questions in chat, so keep them coming, and I'll get to you as much as I can. Next up, we got Neil in chat. Hey, Neil says, hey bro, glad you're live streaming. Always enjoy. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate it. Glad you could join us. I was thinking about doing an Elder Scrolls Online stream yesterday, but I got caught up at work. So I may try and squeeze in some more, because I want to share that Elsewhere journey with you guys. The Elsewhere chapter has been absolutely phenomenal story-wise. And all the cats and NPCs I've met in Elsewhere so far has been fantastic. plus the Necromancer class. I'm having fun with it anyway. But tonight is Sundays. I've committed to Final Fantasy, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So I'll fit in some ESO sometime in the week somewhere. Mini Clorin says Boricow Grand Prix ended just at the right moment. I wish they took that off the calendar, but I guess they got too much money. What is that? Is that a race? Is that a Formula 1 race? Me and race, I'm not very well versed. Like, my sport of choice is football or soccer, depending on where you are. Alright, back in the game, we're going to be talking to S. Cass, who's a dragon here. Starts with you intently. Okay. Your fight with the younglings was impressive. I watched closely. I guess he's talking about our fight with the Warriors of Darkness here. I watched closely, and your power intrigues me. Do battle with me. Oh, shit. We're going to fight him now? That the younglings may see more... Oh, no. I was fighting the young dragons. Got it. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. 2 weeks is a long break to take from an MMO. Okay, speak with calm core and then prepare for battle. Now I'm going to be shooting myself in the foot because now I need to remember all my rotations. I've had to deal with my Guild Wars 2 combat rotations and ESO rotations in the past 2 weeks alone, so this is going to be a real good test. Let's do it. Calm core, where's calm core? Is he all the way down again? I think so. Oh, hang on. Not calm core. That's different. I picked up a side quest. Oh boy, okay, never mind, I'll leave that side. Bit unfair is who we needed to talk to for the main story. Silly me. It's the Sunday night syndrome. Right, what do we got? Oop, what was that? Mimi is just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you, Mimi, if you're watching the stream or if you subscribe from one of the other videos I have on the channel. But whenever you see this, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. Okay, bring good tidings. Lord Ravana has been summoned by the Nath. Oh, right, yeah, the Warriors of Darkness took down that version of Nath. I remember watching that cutscene. The Nath will have no choice but to withdraw, so I guess we're giving them credit. No matter, our tidings for you as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation... As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. Okay, we're hyping up this person. Wonder if it's me, with the Warrior of Light. We will keep the faith with you who walk in the light. Yes, there we go. Then you accept Sir Emeric's invitation. Please say yes, dragons. We've had a whole expansion of humans and dragons, and I totally enjoyed the Heavensward expansion. I think it's absolutely worth doing if you're new to Final Fantasy XIV. It's a great storyline, and yeah, I feel really excited talking about it, and I would definitely do it again if I were to level an alt and go through Final Fantasy XIV again. Heavensward is something I will not skip. It is happening as hell. Oh. Yeah, spoiler, she dies in Heavensward, so it's nice that they bring up old characters again. Alright, let's check it and chat some more. Lord, I read that already. Rudy says, which is better, Final Fantasy XIV or WoW? Wow, you guys like putting me on the spot with questions like that, huh? It really depends. When it comes to a raiding scene, well, I think both Final Fantasy XIV and World of Warcraft have...
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another.
Oh, what's going on in Ishgard? Come on, we just saved the damn city.
Honorable men, to whom Sir Emeric was no hero, but a scheming patricide.
Oh shit! No! I suspected that was gonna happen. Holy shit! Oh, please don't tell me Aemeric's dead. I liked Aemeric.
Honorable men who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honorable men whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
Well, that's messed up. Aymeric was he was sort of the stand-in leader for Ishgard since we took down I forgot his face, Longbeard guy, the baddie in Heavensward, and wow, he can't die. Then who's gonna take over? Who's gonna lead Ishgard? Aymeric was the one who signed that deal that brought Ishgard back into the alliance. So now what? Holy cow, things are picking up. Welcome back, I suppose, to myself for missing that out. So now we gotta go to Alfino in Foundation, which is in Ishgard. I do have a bind there. Let's just port back then. Whew, that was something. Okay, back to the chat. Rudy, to answer your question, I think both games offer some similar, gameplay and experiences. It really comes down to, I think, when it comes to these two games, it's going to come down to your aesthetic and preference. If you can, if you like World of Warcraft's lore and setting and story, then go with that. And if you prefer Final Fantasy XIV's aesthetics and the fact that it is a Final Fantasy game and it draws a lot from, the franchise, then go with Final Fantasy. See which one holds you in more. But in terms of player base and activity and community, I think both are kind of equal. So your mileage may vary there. We got Louis in chat, says, I just came back 2 days ago. So lost, but been healing dungeons and catching up on the story. Awesome, Louis. Glad to see you back, and good on you for healing, because that means queue times for you will be absolutely fast. Mazidi says, today's a Malaysian school holiday. I did not know that. See, I'm out of school. High school for me was 12 years ago. We have Commanding Sins. This is Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. Awesome. Happy Memorial Day, you guys in America. We have Drac, who's just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you, Drac. Welcome aboard. Thanks for the support. Omega Legion says, the benchmark isn't actual stories, just assets and teasers mostly. Wow, thank you very much, Omega, for clearing that up, because I did not know. I thought I was actually, in some way, I thought Square Enix was spoiling something for me when I saw all these cutscenes. I'm like, okay, is that something we're going to see later on? Like, am I to expect something? Okay, anyway, continuing on here. Right, let's not keep Sir Aymeric waiting. Okay, he's not dead. He just took a dagger to the gut. That's it. Are you quite well, Thancred? What's wrong with him? You've given me rather a lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ishgardians and the Trevanians and our friends, nowhere to be found. It would seem there's no end to our troubles. We can, but face them head on, one at a time. For now, we must apply ourselves to our allotted tasks and leave others to theirs. Yeah, it seems we can't catch a break. We, as the Scions, we can not catch a break. But if we did, then there'd be no reason to continue on, to the next expansion or whatever. So, always good to have drama in your main narrative. To the congregation. Let's go. Let's check up on Aymeric. Congregation, right there. Well, I could just run up instead of taking, one of these Aetherites so I can check in chat. Midcurrent says, I'm liking Final Fantasy more and more. Even the Lalafell, which are those tiny hobbit-like creatures, halflings, with your childish movements that I dislike, have a good side. They care to make custom animations instead of pasting them over models of a different size. Yeah, I've seen the discussion around that. Like, I think a couple of weeks ago or last week, they came out and said for one of their producers' letters where they were reinstating the fact that they were no longer going to be creating any more new races, and the reason for that was because it took a lot of effort to redesign all the outfits and gear and style and individual animations of those racers too. So, I don't know. A lot of people didn't really like that answer from Square Enix, but we all kind of sucks hearing that you won't get new races, but hey. You have returned. In this, at least, the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. Oop, what was that? Madari's just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Thank you, Madari. If you're here on the stream or from somewhere else, if you're watching this, thank you very much. Appreciate the support. Yeah, Lucia and Aymeric, you couldn't separate them. If I remember correctly, so. And Hilda is a new character that you'll meet in Heavensward, and I do like her character. She's kind of a mixed half-breed between... I'm not good at remembering names. the race that Y'shtola is, and a human, I think. So she's kind of a mix, and she's kind of piratey. So that's pretty fun. Caught completely by surprise. 1,000 fires. Casualties are mounting, especially in the Broom, which is sort of the slums here in Ishgard. Which I would have hoped that the Ishgardians would elevate now that, you know, we've broken a 1,000-year secret that the war against the dragons was started by us, mankind. So hopefully that would have brought everybody together for a fresh start or whatever, but apparently not. Alright, moving on to chat now. Rudy says, so the dungeon is better than Warcraft. Oh, I see, that's the thing about these kind of questions. I can't really compare it to, like, for me, World of Warcraft dungeons are very fast-paced, simply because the combat system in WoW is going to be very fast-paced. You do not have a GCD as slow as it is here in Final Fantasy, so dungeon runs are way quicker. In terms of mechanics, they vary from here and here, but yeah, WoW's dungeons are quicker to run in general, and the mechanics are, I would say, decent, I suppose, in comparison to Final Fantasies, which is also decent. Midichlorian says, la la la, I'm not hearing the spoilers. Sorry, I totally forgot about that, but yeah, I should say that, guys. My stream's gonna have a lot of spoilers, because I'm, you know, trying to recap some of the things that happened in the past expansion, which I finished about 2 weeks ago now. Jared says, oh yeah, super thanks to MMO News Drop to check out the 2 new races. Bunny Race, super sexily epic. Yeah, those were, you know, my first reaction to seeing them as somebody who never played Final Fantasy before. I was like, ooh, they're really going for the Asian tropey stuff here. And then, of course, because it's Final Fantasy, you have a lot of hardcore fans, loyal fans that have been telling me that this was a race that has been here for a very long time. So deal with it. They're not just creating something out of their ass in thin air just to please all the... what's the term I hear a lot? Thirsty men or women? It depends. Alright, if there is, with the discerning, fires have been reported throughout the city. So somebody's starting fires in Ishgard. Civil war, maybe, now that they've taken out Sir Aymeric out of the picture. Okay, let's figure out what's going on here. Thancred of the Signs of the Seven Dawn, and may I say what a pleasure it is to meet you too, my lady. Of course, Thancred. The, I guess he's the player of the group. I'll bet the name's Hilda. Oh yeah, both of them, thinking about their characteristics, both of them are just made for each other now. Alright, seems like we all have our duties. Let's go ahead and find out what's going on in Ishgard. Oh, he's not done yet. Well, we could begin by sifting through the chart rubble and questioning random passersby. In my experience, every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or she should not. So, 1. Spy. Oh, I, the infamous Lord... Oh boy. Emanelian. De Forton. Lover of woman and wine. Though, that would be Harshafon's brother. I can't remember which one. The eager to please one or the by the book one. There's 2 brothers that Harshafon has. So I guess we'll go speak with one. Okay, now back to the chat. I see that moving a lot. Midichlorian says Final Fantasy better than WoW? Is that what you're saying there? Or maybe WoW Classic might be better than Final Fantasy. The other day with the level 38 I had to flee 3 level 36 enemies. Tough one there. Like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to compare Classic with any MMO, because Classic made for a different period, for a different player. If I'm being honest, for a different generation. I tried getting into the Classic stress test earlier in the week, like for 2 hours that they were having the test. I could not get in, but you know, sitting there in the queue, I was thinking to myself, what if I don't like it? Like, what if 2004's World of Warcraft is something that I know I will not enjoy? So me jumping in with that, because I don't know how to explain this, but you know, when you've seen what you think, in your opinion, as a new player, what the current version of something is, and you like it because it's modern and it's up to date and it's something that's in line with the expectations of an MMO player by today's standards, and then go back 10, 12 years and you try... Oh, hang on. What was that? was my phone. And you try a game that was made for a different era and generation of players, you kind of go away thinking, yeah, I'm not sure if I enjoyed that. So, but that's me personally. That's something I'll have to deal with whenever Classic comes out. I'll still give it a look though. Don't worry. We got Glenn Kane in chat. Says, what data center? I'm on the Japanese data centers. I am playing on the Atomos server. And Japanese servers simply because it's closer to where I am. I'm based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, so that means lower ping, better dungeon runs, and better queues when it's prime time in my time zone. Alright, there it is. One of the bros. Well, if it isn't Hafelwyn, dearest of all my friends, you're looking rather glum. Something the matter? Doesn't he know that Aymeric got stabbed and there's a riot going on? Ah yes, the arson's a dreadful business. Double the guard outside the manor. Okay. The Hoplon is awash with refugees because the vaults have been opened to those unfortunate souls who have lost their homes. Sir Aymeric's orders, from what I hear. Alright, looks like we're going to be questioning these refugees. So it's not so much as an all-out rebellion, it's just somebody started fires and stabbed Aymeric in the gut. There's a reason for that. I guess somebody really didn't like the fact that Ishgard sold their independence to join the Alliance again. It could be. Could be. Or we had somebody who really wanted the war against the dragons to not end. Okay, we're splitting up now. Let's go and investigate. And I will investigate chat. Mikern's just talking about Formula 1 in Monaco. Nice, yeah. Kind of figured it was F1, which I haven't watched in God knows how long. When I used to watch Formula 1, Michael Schumacher was the guy. And then it was, I forgot his name, it was British. Hamilton, something Hamilton. Anyway, let's move on here. Celestial Soup says, how does one enjoy Final Fantasy XIV? Ooh, that's a very interesting question. How do you enjoy your MMOs mostly? I mean, for me, I find enjoyment anywhere I can get it that makes me feel something. So that's story. Look at this guy's sword. That is a very nice looking sword. One of the best ones I've seen in Final Fantasy XIV so far. And I'm all about fashion and looking good and having some sweet looking weapons. In fact, just last week or 2 weeks ago, my sister gave me the samurai sword, this katana, which glows as an achievement for sticking it out and finishing Heaven's Sword, which is cool. But it's nothing compared to like cool stuff like that. So I can't wait to get to a point where I start getting weapons like that. But yeah, to get back to you, Celestial Soup, how do you enjoy? Depends. If you like story and if you can get by, or if you can, enjoy sort of a JRPG kind of story where, it's really, really high fantasy with various different kinds of elements, doesn't ground itself in too much realism, then yeah, you might find the story pretty enjoyable. If you like dungeons and raids, then I think Final Fantasy XIV, you could find that sort of enjoyment here. Again, I don't know what it's like on the North American servers for Final Fantasy or European servers, because I don't play there, so your mileage there may vary. Light21 says, did you watch the Shadowbringers job action trailer? What do you think of it? I did, and I mostly was watching the Dancer and the Gunbreaker, because I'm deciding based on what I saw, those two jobs, which one do I want to try out, and the Gunbreaker's looking like the one for me. I just love the way it looks. Mini says the only bad thing with Final Fantasy is the real money transaction activity, which by the way doesn't happen on the Japanese servers. Like, you do not see anything in chat about RMT. It just does not happen. But however, I have been contacted both by email and via my personal Discord by Final Fantasy Gold sellers and MOG Station sellers who've been wanting to get into like a partnership with my channel so that I would promote these RMT websites, and I'm like, you're joking, right? I mean, that is something I will not do. Especially RMT. I do not promote RMT whatsoever. I've never used one, and I don't intend to. Give me a sec, I'm catching up with what they're saying. I want to get the lowdown of what's going on here. Do you require succor as well, miss? Did I just say succor? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. I am no Temple Knight, sir. You mistake me. I'm something that transcends even you. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. Well, you are one useless priest. Well, I guess what he's doing is he's comforting all these poor guys, right? So, can't blame him. Yeah, you take care of that, but he is kind of fishy. So, maybe... Because the Temple Knights and... Oh, I forgot what the bearded dude's personal guard was, but maybe they have beef to grind with us because, after all, he turned into a god and we destroyed him. Again, spoiler alert, I apologize. Right, what do you got? There was a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and there was smoke everywhere. It was so hot, I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how I made it out. I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm's getting better after all. Good for you, little kid. Wait, are you a kid? Probably. I think I got that voice right. Okay, back to chat. Madari says, I'm a Guild Wars 2 player. I really love Guild Wars 2 combat style. Is Final Fantasy XIV worth playing, or is it good time to start? Madari, if you've never played Final Fantasy, hey, there's a free trial. I highly suggest checking it out. Although I will say that your first 30 levels is not going to be indicative of how the combat system will be for you. Like, for me, combat really started to get good, and I'm not kidding you, after level 50, because you'll notice that I have a ton of skills, right, for the samurai. And all this stuff, you can see what level they unlock, and of course, the more skills you get, depending on your job / class, you can strike combos, or you can do different things with it. So for me, for example, for samurai, some of my best skills and the fun ones, the chain, only come after level 50. So it may take a while for the leveling curve to get combat to a state where it is fun. So it's going to be quite a slog, I have to admit. But once you get here, it's pretty enjoyable, especially once you get the hang of your job and you're having fun in dungeons. Yeah, it's a blast. Guild Wars 2 is Guild Wars 2. That's one of my favorite MMOs. For me, it's not about which one has the better combat. It's being able to remember everything about all the classes I play on all the MMOs I play whenever I jump between the few of them. Alright, what did this guy have? Ours was one of the first homes to be claimed, but I don't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard the neighbors shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. Yeah, we're wasting our time here. These people don't know anything. You know, in a fire situation, think about it in real life, like if your office, you know, is on fire, nobody's trying to find out who did it, or did they see anybody, they're just grabbing all their valuables, their smartphones and whatever, and just getting the hell out of there. And nobody cares about the who and the why until after much later. Down we go. Will I die? I don't think there's fall damage. There is. My bad. Wrong MMO. I was thinking of a different MMO with no fall damage. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? Yep. I met two people who do not know anything. Yeah, I knew that was his answer gonna be. Okay, let's see. For a mercy, neither structure suffers significant damage. Some might say they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Nothing conclusive, but it does give one cause to wonder. Alphino will doubtless have an opinion. Off to Alphino then. And back to chat. Unicorn says Final Fantasy was to me a very bad first impressions, as combat felt way too slow. I guess I can concur there too. If you're doing it solo and you know, you're queuing for dungeons, especially as a DPS, yeah, all the odds are stacked against you sometimes by some of your early decisions in terms of what job you are, what role you're playing, what server you're on. Are you in a good free company / guild that can help you get through some of those really dry moments? And in A Realm Reborn, the base game, there's going to be a lot of side quests where you feel like, what the hell am I even doing here with these side quests? Because, well, at least for A Realm Reborn one, I'm not much of a fan. But all the other expansion ones, like the Heavensward ones, I did have fun with that. Glenn says, what RMT activity? I haven't seen a shout and chat in months. Well, yeah, which is true for the Japanese data center. I've not seen RMT at all. Never mind once, at all. Glenn says that's literally MMO at first. We have Jay Fairclough in chat. Holy crap, Jay. I have not seen you in a while, man. He says, all hail the red cap. I was gonna wear a red cap tonight to celebrate 15,000 subscribers, and I can't find my red cap. If you're new to the channel and you're wondering what's the deal with the red cap, and why like my channel art and everything has the red cap, I started with a red cap. That's simply it. That cap protected my head from very painful headphones. So that's why I always wear sort of like a hat or headgear. These days I don't, but I still wear the hat anyway, or the beanie, depending on what's going on. Bad hair day. Bad hair day, and I'm sticking with that. Me occurrences in my server, Omega, it's a lot, more than any MMO I've tried. That's kind of ballsy from these RMT guys, considering this is not a free-to-play MMO. So they must have, like, what, free trial accounts? Oop, what was that? Hassan has just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Hassan. If you're watching the stream, welcome to the channel. Appreciate the support. Okay, before we chat to Alfino, I do realize I'm way behind on chat, and I'm going to try and catch up. Tra Smith has just subscribed. Thank you, Tra. So if you're new to the channel, I usually read chat. I appreciate everybody in there, and if you guys are interacting with me, I do spend the time to answer as much as your questions or get to everybody as possible. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes here just to try and catch up before we move on here. Glenn says, come to Cactuar Ether Data Center, best data center. Cactuar, is that here in Japan, or is that EU or NA? Madara says, I really love the Guild Wars 2 action camera setting. Is there something similar? Unfortunately, no. Final Fantasy XIV does not have an action cam. It's all tap targeting, so it's kind of traditional in that way. Celestial says, yeah, the combat in Final Fantasy XIV feels gimped. Glenn says, I'm questioning how far you made it into 14 then. Light 21 says, combat in Final Fantasy XIV is horrible from level 1 to 50. It starts feeling normal around level 60 maybe. It becomes fun 61 plus. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I said. Jared says, oh no, they let him get assassinated. Oh shit, you guys, I'm way back in chat. You guys were way back when Alfino got stabbed. Okay, let's catch up. Glenn says Dark Knight is amazing at 70. That's one of the classes I've been eyeing to try the job. Try get one. Celeste says lol. Miles says I like my ninja. Ninja has the best speedy DPS or something like that in terms of having one of the fastest melee DPS rotations or something like that. I can't remember. What do you guys? Mazidi says, are you going to play Estelia? Yes, I am going to play Estelia. I have bought a legendary Founders Pack to get Mosquito. Not to get Mosquito, to get the CBT access. And hopefully it's not covered by NDA, so I can stream from CBT. Okay, let's scroll down some more. Jared says, I'm so excited to be a sexy bunny of light soon. Checked out the link from the MMO drop, and yeah, nice. Yeah, if you don't know, their benchmark tool is out. You can customize the new races, so go ahead and do it. Omega says, Y'shtola is a oh, I can't pronounce that. Mikote, not an Elizan. Yeah, me and Final Fantasy races are, I can't even tell you. I just know I'm a human. And even then, they're not called humans, they're called something else. That shows you how much I give a crap about other races. I don't. Almost all my MMOs, and you can cross-check this with all my other streams. All my MMOs, my first gut is to play a human, and I don't care about anything else. That's the sad truth. Medicorn says, man, I was joking about covering your spoken words with my written text. I don't mind spoilers. Alright, I guess you guys are talking about Dungeons and Trials now, Party Finder. Guild Wars 2 is life in chat. Woo! Is that the name of your channel? It says no voice acting or you muted the game. You don't hear it? Voice acting, Final Fantasy XIV does have voice acting, but not in the ones that I've done here so far. Except maybe when that epic sound guy dude was narrating the part where Aymeric got stabbed. Oh, this guy's tied up. So Alfino and gang must have caught somebody here. Alright, we have a suspect. Found a man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to the eyewitness, he was also present before the fires broke out. Oh, he's innocent. I'm sure. So far, I can sort of predict where this is going. We've got the wrong man. He's already screaming that. Okay, it seems like we do have a suspect. Well, that was easy. So Thancred here has the ability to spot troubled people. I was about to say peeper. It's late. It's 11:30 p.m. Okay, so what have we established? Some guy of power has the money and influence to convince a lowborn to start fires. What else is new? Okay, back to Lucia at the congregation, so I'm just gonna use the Aetheryte this time. To the Forgotten Knight. And back to the chat. Jar says, are the two new races going to be introduced as refugees? Don't know. Minicurrent says, Lewis Hamilton. Yes, that is it. Omega says, no one cares about rejoining the Alliance. A lot of Ishgardians don't want peace with the dragons. They fought the war for 1,000 years, and yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, being in that position, you know, when you've had a purpose your whole life, and then you realize the purpose wasn't pure, or it was all based on a lie. You know, can you imagine that happening to you when something you've been born into or you believe is a lie? It's kind of hard to swallow. So yeah, of course there's going to be some pushback with that. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. You're welcome. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, though he fell silent upon realizing that we had not turned his master. He will soon tell us what he knows, one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Okay, there's no reason for him to come in and say, I brought the healing draught or whatever, unless it's gonna be poison again. Like, I won't be surprised if, I'll be surprised if Aymeric doesn't die now. Because he's been targeted already, and I noticed Square Enix does have a thing with shock factor. Like the shock factor, they really like putting it in there. Which is nice, I do like that, because there's not a whole lot of MMORPGs where, you know, for their main stories, they've gone ahead and built up these arcs for some of their characters, and... Oh, hang on, I got a choice here. Fending Coffer, that's tanky, I suppose. And this one was Slaying. I'll go with Slaying. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of MMOs that has the ability to, you know, build up a narrative and arc with a bunch of different characters, and then in one swoop just take them out, wipe them out. Kind of like what Square Enix had done. Even though we do know now, at least for me, that they do come back, but it's still, the shock factor still there. Oh, look at this! I'm going to be getting a unique kite shield. For 2 jobs I don't have, and another wind-up toy. Nice. Alright, let's go see if Aymeric is back on his feet.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Oh, there he is.
Far too many to count.
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
There we go.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
High treason? Well, looks like they didn't want the Alliance after all.
Ridiculous! I mean, do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Fine by
Agreed.
me?
Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
By the way, you'll see
We
about
are in your debt.
100,000 head nods in this game.
I shall join you as well, Lord Commander.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms then, friends. Time is against us.
Alright, let's do this. I'm eager to get back into combat. I mean, it's been like an hour stream so far, and I still haven't raised my weapon against anything. Final Fantasy XIV will be that sort of game if you're playing it for the story. You'll have long breaks in between. Yeah, as I was saying, you know... Oop, what was that? Ashley has donated $5 to the channel. And the message is glad to finally catch a stream. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you very much. That's awesome. I truly appreciate that. And glad you can catch a stream. Hopefully, in the past weeks, you weren't like trying and then missing, because when I stream, depending on where you are, of course, if you're in America, I stream like 12 hours. I'm 12 hours ahead, so I'm always streaming in the morning for you folks over there. And if you're EU, I'm 6 hours ahead. So, yeah, timing is really a weird thing, but I'm trying to, get better at it. But again, thank you so much. Appreciate that. I was going to say about the head nod. In all these cutscenes, one of the ways that your character, confirms or affirms things are just by nodding your head. And all the other NPCs will do the same. They'll nod their heads. So I'll stick by what I said. You'll probably see over 100,000 head nods from NPCs and your characters in this game, and I expect more will come. Okay, checking in chat some more. Feta Cheese in chat says Lewis Hamilton just won in Monaco, actually. Oh, he won this weekend's race. Yeah, Hamilton, he's pretty good, I think. And I don't know, when he first hit the scene, he was, oh gosh, I don't even know. Somewhere near my age, I think. Anyway, we got Vaesna in chat says, hey Vaesna, good to see you, welcome back. Rudy says, will you still play games after you're married? Is that a legit question? Yeah, of course. Gaming is a big part of my life, and will always be a part of my life, regardless if I'm married or disabled or something happened to me, I'll still play. Hell, if I'm dead, I'll still play MMOs in heaven or hell, depending. I don't know. I'll still play. Yeah, that's because this channel isn't gonna go away. I love what I do here, and I'll continue to make content. So now I wonder if this is going to be a dungeon or a duty or something. But before we move on with that, I'm gonna check in and chat some more. Light says that Golden Dark Knight Sword is a reward for finishing the hardest raid in the game currently. That's awesome, and I'm not going to get there anytime soon. We got Nap Gamer says Blade Asian Arsenal. Baldesian Arsenal? Is that the name of the raid? Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. When you throw out raid names like that, like if I haven't done it before, I will have no clue. Jared just get all the Game Boy Final Fantasy games, which is epic. Maybe throw in some Final Fantasy 10, 12, 11. I broke back. Yeah, I don't know if I have the ability to go back and play old games. Someday, maybe. Or I could watch videos of it. Jared says, I'm so hyped for Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, you should totally get into it, I suppose. There's never a better time now. Jared asks, does Ninja have an epic glowing weapon of coolness? I think all classes will have them, because I'm sure Square Enix wouldn't leave out any of the classes. We have Yeezu in chat. It says, is there a way to increase damage in PvP? Wrong person to ask, unfortunately. I'm kind of a returning player myself, and I don't PvP here in Final Fantasy 14, so I can't really help you there, dude. But somebody else in chat may have the answer for you. Miniclorin says, there's no fall damage, but I think... Oh, shit, I'm so far behind. Okay, no fall damage. Oh, it is that much anyway. We have Graspy. Hello, Graspy. He says, I have heard with Final Fantasy that you either get it or you don't. I really don't get the Final Fantasy lore with all the games and spin-off games over the years. Yeah, it's, oh boy. It's one of those things. Yeah, I agree. You either get it or you don't, but I guess that's the kind of franchise that it is, really. Mark says, is this dead? If you mean the game, I don't think so. Because, you know, their recent live stream, they announced 16 million accounts, or registered accounts, and somebody linked to me a website where you could see the total number of active players, and Final Fantasy 14 currently has 600 or something, 600,000 in that figure, active subscribers. So I think that's a good figure. I suppose it's not going to be in your 2 millions or whatever like Warcraft, but it's still a pretty active game. Okay, I'm going to read in chat and continue on with the story here. I am told one claimed to have served under Thordan, which is who we killed. That might be the same true of the rest. Given the swiftness with which they seize control of the vault, I think highly likely yes. Be that as it may, we have no choice but to press on. Lord Artorial, you are a brave man and true. Okay. I don't remember any of the two brothers being good at combat or brave enough for combat, so this could be one of those things where he could be the bad guy. I don't know, I'm just putting it out there. And it is, duty. It's a duty. I was thinking if this was going to be a dungeon. Well, that's fine with me. Rudy in chat says, believe me, Adrian will answer everything you ask. That is true. I'm a sucker for interacting with people. See, when I'm not much of a social butterfly, so whenever I stream, one of the reasons I stream is that I get to talk to you guys in real time, even though I'm slacking right now. I'm like 20 minutes behind chat. But yeah, I do try and get to you and your question or your comment or anything whenever I can. Now comes the real test. Do I remember my combat rotations? I do. Because I have I think about 2 weeks ago, I readjusted my hotbar and my skill bar to make it easier for my combos, and that's helping me just fine right now. Boom. Oh yeah. All you gotta do is play enough in muscle memory. That should help. Bless you. You must hurry. The others were taken elsewhere by Sir Simonard. I guess we have a name now. Simonard? Gosh, all these medieval sort of European names that Final Fantasy XIV uses, I struggle the most. So, you know, if you are well versed from that period of time, feel free to correct me with these names. I will say it now, I am bad with names in Final Fantasy. Okay, let's check it in chat. I can afford that. Mark says, when is Estalia out? July 2019. The closed beta test, I am not sure exactly, but I just know if you pre-purchase either...
Down with you!
That was loud. The legendary pack, you will get into CBT1, which is going to take place pretty soon. End of June, apparently, according to the press release I got. I'm going to turn volume a little low here. Yeah, again, if you're just joining the stream, guys, I'm kind of behind on chat, but I will get back to you as soon as possible. In fact, I'll keep checking chat here. And if I die, hey, I have a death counter for a reason, right? At least I'll get to move that. Media clearance says human equals higher. There we go. That's what they're called, yeah. They couldn't just opt for the human option. They went with higher or here. Jared says, besides the nuisance of details understanding the strife of primals and dragons, even the true connections where there are key bloodlines that have affinity to giant beings, primal dragon, humans. Lost me there, bro. We have Zaycon in chat says, I want you to play classic WoW when it comes out. You don't have to want me to do anything. I will be in WoW Classic. It's something that I will be assigned to cover from one of my clients. You guys, I work for a couple of sites and, you know, clients where I get to contribute opinion articles about MMOs and stuff like that, and sometimes I'll be assigned to cover a certain game, even a game that I don't like. Like I've covered, remember that Game of Thrones review that I did recently? That was because of, you know, my client asked me to do it, so I did. So I'm pretty sure World of Warcraft is on my schedule, so no worries there. Classic, that is. Alright, let's see who this Sir Simonard... What the hell is that? Yeah, you guys go ahead. I'm just gonna take a minute here. Those are horses. Or dragons. No, they're... Pretty sure they're horses with their chest outs and... Okay, we'll come back to that later. I'm just getting like a vision of like I'm a mini piece on a chessboard with some of those miniatures there. That's a pretty interesting thing. Okay, back to the chat. George, it seems to me Final Fantasy XIV does a great job to catch people up. Maybe. Mark says this is the second expansion. Almost there. I'm about 30 or so quests from the second expansion, which is Stormblood. So this is Simonard. Ha! The word of a heretic and kinslayer. So we've been branded as heretics. I mean, it's obvious to me these guys are in league with the Archbishop. Oh, great. Of course. The very thing that I went to see is now coming for us. Fantastic. Unlike you, Sir Aymeric, I am a man of honor. By my hand you shall receive of the furious judgment. So it is to be a trial then, Lord Artorial Havelwin. Leave us and save the hostages. I will deal with Sir Simonard. Don't die, Aymeric. I kind of like you. Now that Estinian is gone, you're my next favorite character, I suppose. And I wonder if we'll see Estinian again. So, I will go save the hostages. I do not believe up is where I'm going. Alright, follow me. Do I have to look for them? Oh, there we go. Okay, there's one. We have 4 hostages to rescue. And this particular music in the background is one of my favorites from Heavensward. This Heavensward team. Hang in there, Aymeric. I do see that timer ticking down, so I'm under pressure now. Hang in, chat. I'll get to you. Okay, that's one. I gotta sweep the whole area, and I suppose I've gotta look for the shiny stuff on the ground now. Okay, I see combat happening over there, so we got one in that end. Probably just check all the ends, I suppose. Okay, here's number 2. Die, horse thing, or fake robotic dragon. I still can't decide what the hell this thing is. I got you, buddy. Okay, that's 3, so one last one, and I know where that one is. Okay, on the way there, I can do a quick check-in chat. Mazidi says, have you ever played Warhammer Vermintide? Is that like the squad shooter game? Kind of like Left 4 Dead, but in a Warhammer setting? Yeah, I think I've tried that. Wasn't quite a big fan, because I played it at launch, and it was not that fun. I'm sure it got a revamp recently. Is it here? Or am I overdoing it? Nope, don't think it's here. Oh shoot, I may have missed the mark. Tell them to come to me now, go! I'm missing one more hostage. Damn it. Okay, I gotta double back then. Where did I not look? Clear. Yeah, this will suck if I absolutely missed one right at the top of the stairs heading into Aymeric's fight area. Can't enter here. It doesn't look like there's any in the stands or in the seats over there. Nope, nothing at all. Here? Nope. No, I'm gonna fail the duty. Look at the time. I'm almost out of time. I'm going to fail this duty. You've got to be shitting me. I've missed one hostage. Well, no issue. I'll do it again. Faster. Okay, round 2. Back to the chat. Evasion says, Heavensward is great. I concur. I absolutely enjoyed it. Jared is glad they grabbed him. Oh, wait, no, the guy stabbed him. Evasion says, you played it. Got King Gamer says, 11:30 p.m. What country are you playing from? UK is only 4:30. I am in Malaysia. Which granted, may not be a familiar country to a lot of people, so you may have heard of Singapore. Well, we're neighbors. We're near Thailand and Indonesia. That area. North of Australia. If you're familiar with that, which I'm sure you must be. Okay, let's go. I haven't got all night to be spending in one duty. I'm gonna try and map out where I've been to. Okay, checking chat. Minicorn says, new voice actor for who? I know some of them changed. Like, it's been confirmed by some of you guys in chat that the voice actor for Alphino changed. There's a couple more too, but I can't quite recall now. Thancred, did he get a new voice actor? Probably. I don't remember Thancred's voice from A Realm Reborn, because that was 2 years ago for me now. But since I did, like, you know, the ending of A Realm Reborn to the start of Heavensward in like a week, I could immediately pick up on... Okay, there's one refugee right there. Okay. So I'll keep that in mind. There's one there. Yeah, but because I did it very fast, so it was pretty obvious who changed and stuff. I wonder if I can kill them now. Kill them now and save the hostage. Can I do that? Maybe that way I won't have to, like, come back and untie them again. Alright, let's click on this guy, see what happens. Nope, not yet. Aimerich's doing that. So we'll still have to come back here later on then. Jared says, you think with all the garb he wears that it'd be difficult to penetrate the cause of your injury? That's true. I mean, if you watch enough stuff, there should be gaps in his armor, but this one doesn't. Like, he looks like he's wearing like a sort of a heavy armor or something. It's probably just cloth or leather. Ryan says nod. Meteor says nodding in Final Fantasy. Oh, shit. I'm only up to that point in chat. That was like 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry, guys. I truly am.
You underestimate me.
Okay, let's go. Come on. Jerry says, oh man, time for the purge. Chris says, why don't you use sprint? I save it for special occasions when I know I'm in a rush. I don't know, it's weird. And I'm happy to go at a slower pace so that I can actually check and chat without banging into stuff. We got Nick in chat says, hey man, hey Nick. Sorry if I'm getting to you late, like 15 minutes late. Grashy says, what I look for in a wife is if she can tank, DPS, or heal. Oop, hang on. We have Pirun Gaming says, hey Adrian, how is the PvP in Final Fantasy? In ESO, PvP is limited to only one map. After years, I am bored of it. It's not actually. ESO, you've got Battlegrounds. I'm not sure if you're a returning player or not, but Battlegrounds, you have quite a few different varieties of maps, unless you're talking about just the one huge Cyrodiil map. Anyway, I just got a message from my sister with some tips about doubling back very fast to get the last refugee. I wish there was more specific instructions on where they are, but I guess I will double back faster and try and figure out where they are. And hopefully I can kill these guys fast enough. So some of these duties now become sort of like a DPS check. Because duties are solo and you can't bring like a friend in it, I don't think. So if you've got shit gear here, then you gotta have to get good and come back. Yeah, the bar goes by pretty quick. Okay, sprint. Nope, on cooldown. Fuck. Run. Wait a sec. I did untie the last one, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I think I did. Wait, did I? I did not. I did not untie him. Shit. I forgot to untie him. Or did I? See, this is what happens when you're panicking, thinking whether or not you can hit the next guy. I'm going to quickly go back and check. I'll do this guy first real quick. I do not want to do this a third time. Tie and tie, come on. Shit, bar's moving fast. Okay, I'm gonna have to double back then. And just to check, and I'm sure I'm gonna be wasting some time there, I need to check whether or not I got him. Damn it! I did not get him! I don't think I can make it in time. Shortcut, maybe, please? Nope. Jesus Christ. This is not fun. In here? Did I check in here? There's nothing here. Looks like I'm still screwed. Oh fuck. Unless it's somewhere up there somewhere. Alright, if I fail this duty, we'll do a dungeon or something, just to break this sort of monotony from you guys having to watch this shit all again and again. And I'll probably do this when I'm not streaming, and when there's like less pressure and I can look at a guide or something. So right now I'm getting a little annoyed. Probably at the top of the stairs is where I'm missing. Fuck! Oh well. Alright, I'll use this time to check in on chat then. Rudy says, so is this Astalia MMORPG or an ARPG? Astalia will be a proper MMORPG. It's going to be a Korean MMO, so just think of your BDOs, but it's not going to be as flashy. It's something like a Blast Online or a Ascent Infinite Realm. Kind of looks like it, but it does have this pet system, which is all the rage over in Korea at the moment. Graspy says, don't fret about trying to pronounce some of the names. Andang has been having the fun of trying to pronounce the names of all the dwarf places and names in the new Lotra X back on his streams. Yeah, I'm just worried about... Well, I shouldn't really be worried, but I just want to try and get it right. Because there's been people who have taken issue with wrong pronunciation, and I totally get that. That's fine. Jared says, yeah, the Game of Thrones assignment was pretty entertaining. Crazy how money hungry that game is. And I guess it's fair to disclose I did get reimbursed somewhat from my client because it's a pretty expensive game to try and be competitive in. Jared says, geez, cannot call yourself noble or non-evil if you're killing refugees. Mazidi says, other than 14, what other Final Fantasy have you played? Me, personally, 10. Final Fantasy 10 with Yuna and Titus and Blitzball. Mazidi also says, can you mark something important in the map so that you will not fail the duty? I don't think so, not in duty maps. I know out here in the map you can. What was it again? F? Control something? Ah, there you control right click. But I don't know if that works in duties or not. Midgard says, the first voice is Tailsin. I'm not going to pronounce that either. Okay, so there has been a voice actor change for Thancred. For those wondering. Mazidis is lucky you have a sister that can give you a duty team. Yeah, I guess that's a good thing. Piran Gaming says, Battlegrounds and ESO don't have the CP though, and I prefer to play with CP only. Option is for that is in Cyrodiil. I mean, if you're trying to get to like the cap, what is it, 810 CP points now, and if you're missing out, you shouldn't be, because you can get all of the sky shards on the PvE maps alone. You don't actually need to do Cyrodiil in order to get them. You can, of course. I'm totally not saying you shouldn't or anything. See, I don't think they will add another huge kind of battleground map. The one thing that ESO, I think, struggles with, or where they really fall short, is with your sort of PvP technology that causes the servers just to go to shit on Cyrodiil, where there's massive lag and skill lag. It's almost impossible to play sometimes in prime time. So until they figure something out, I don't think we'll be seeing any sort of other maps like that. So hopefully that happens, because it's pretty cool. I do like, you know, Alliance versus Alliance, 3-away fights, kind of like World versus World, and, you know, Guild Wars 2, or what was the game that started? Age of Camelot? Dark Age of Camelot. So yeah, hopefully we'll see that. Mini-Curling says, or then saying for saving me, hey, come back, I'm not yet saved. Terry in chat says, love your videos, man, keep it up. Oh, thank you, Terry, appreciate it. Mini-Curling says, +1. Boopy says, hey, Boopy, how you doing? What's up? Pierre says, so how is PvP in Final Fantasy XIV? Don't know. I don't PvP here. I get my PvP fix in Guild Wars 2 mostly. That's the MMO that I go to for PvP. Previously was the Lord of the Rings Online, because I just loved how zergy the Etten is. For those that do play Elotro back in the day, the Etten was just fun. You have like monster players that you can play as orcs and spiders and wolf wargs or whatever, and the special thing about those races was they don't have PvE, as in there's no story for them or whatever. You just play as the bad guys versus the good guys, and it was pretty fun. I did enjoy that. And then of course, once I started playing Guild Wars 2, there's really no looking back for PvP wise. Once you get a taste of a balanced PvP setting where everybody's on equal footing and you have access to creating all your builds, and you know, it just comes down to your skill and your ping, then it gets pretty fun. Rudy says, oh my, Bless Online. Yeah, they're still going, by the way, Bless Online. It doesn't seem like they're stopping anytime soon. Bless Unleashed is apparently very much anticipated on the Xbox One. And, you know, whatever, really. If they do well, great. It's just that the way they handled the global launch in Steam was just... it leaves a sour taste in all our mouths. And I think it's because of games like Bless, it really sort of made us wary about Korean games in general, and that's such an unfair thing to say, where we're just totally generalizing an entire category of MMORPGs coming out of a certain region or a country, you know. But that's what MMO players tend to do anyway. It's if it's Asian, it's pay to win, which personally I think is bullshit. But unfortunately, that's where we're headed, because that's how you make money in free to play games. So, you know, I think Korean MMOs coming out in the next few years will have to sort of like fight for their reputation again, just to try and undo what the games that came before it have done, which is kind of, you know, give most of the Korean games a bad name. Big Kurt says he's closing the time gap. Someone posts more of a text time space paradox will happen. Mazidi says, gotta admit, sometimes MMO can get the player so F up mood. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, the best thing for me to do, like if anyone's thinking about getting into streaming, you totally should, by the way. If you guys thinking of starting your own channels, or you want to be a Twitch streamer or whatever, hey, get into it. Go for it. It's fun. Plus, you will get to feel what I feel when you have to juggle like important raid battles whilst having a conversation with your audience in chat, your friends in chat, and it is not easy. It's not easy, especially when you're PvPing and you're trying to, you know, talk to everybody in chat. It really tests your multitasking and compartmentalization skills. That's not easy, but fun. What did I say I was going to do? I said I was going to jump into a dungeon, right? But I'm still back here doing this. Last time. Absolute last time.
You underestimate me.
What is going on? I'm getting the same combo over and over again. Okay, this time I'm gonna start at the top of the stair. Like, where they're fighting, I'm gonna check somewhere up there before coming down. Wait, it doesn't look like I can go up at all. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Time's on the clock. Anybody here? Any refugee here? Nada. Back down again. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm just screwing up my own combos now. It's not right. Something's not right. I'm hitting the right chains. And they are taking damage, by the way. The refugees are taking damage, so it's like, if I don't get them in time, they're gonna go. Alright, so... 1... Okay, move. Mini Curtain says, boom! Ignore the one who attacks you first. Maybe that's a way to hasten this and buy the time to reach the last. See, I don't think you can click on those bonds. I think you'll get interrupted if, you know, they attack you and keep you in combat. That's just a hunch anyway. But if I could dispatch them quickly, I'm just gonna do it. Almost at the halfway point. Sprint is still not off CD. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 with me. I'm looking for one more, and this is where the shitty part happens. So I'm gonna go drop them off, if that's even a thing. Okay, sprint. There's nothing there confirmed. Tell them to come to me now, says Yestola. I'm reading this right. Okay, so they're all here. Did I get everyone? Okay, still missing one more. I'm gonna double back now. I do not have hope that I will find the other. Sprint's not ready. Somewhere here, maybe? Nope. Well, I'm in combat now, but Aemeric's gonna go. His health is so low. Unless Aemeric is the last refugee. Can I take aggro from them to prevent
This knight does not yield.
prevent them from killing him? I don't think so. He's about to go, but maybe I can just buy some time. If I can. Nope, he's dead. Alright, I give up. I'm gonna have to look at a freaking guide for this. Meantime, Azidi says, playing Path of Exile sometimes can get me a really tension mood, but I still don't know why I play it. Path of Exile, I mean, that's like the New Zealand ARPG, right? Yeah, I don't like Diablo 3 is the last ARPG kind of game that I play. Path of Exile is not really I haven't really had the time to, you know, play it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just look at this stupid duty online real quick. Anyway, midi-current says, wait, the timer is Aimric's health. Yeah, I thought it was a timer, but it's just his health. Seemed like the enemies keep spawning. Midi-current says, wasn't there some fighting in the south? I didn't see if there was an actual... No, I went there like twice and there wasn't a refugee. So I'm gonna read the walkthrough here. Jesus Christ, that's... Yeah, that won't do. I probably need to watch a guide. Okay, meantime, checking in chat. Jared says, yeah, when you start the run and come down the first stairway, check to your left before the presumed first hostage. Nap says, this game does a really good job at hiding your targets. Yeah, which is great, because all these scavenger hunt shit, I'm not made for stuff like that. I just want to hit things on the head. I don't have the patience for hide and seek. Alright, in the meantime, while I'm watching somebody else play through this part, you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask. By the way, I'm planning something for a 15,000 subscriber milestone. One of it is an AMA, so I'm gonna be like putting together some sort of a video where I'll be collecting, you know, real hard-hitting questions. Like, I really want some MMORPG driven questions about either the channel or games or even personal, whatever. I'm going to be asking that on my Discord first and foremost, and then in a separate video. So just keep that in mind for when that video comes out. So you guys feel free to ask away, and I'll see what I can give away in terms of games. I just need to find a way to host a giveaway using the software that I have here on YouTube, because unlike Twitch, where I can message you and you can message me, you can't do that on YouTube anymore. YouTube removed the ability to send a user a message, or for a user to send me a message, so it's hard for me to like pick a winner and contact you via YouTube. So I'm still trying to figure out the kinks for a giveaway, and I guess I'll have more information on that when I do have a solution for that. The last thing I want to do is manually pick from, you know, comments, or because that I would prefer to use like a generator or something. It's going to increase the speed here. Alright, meantime. Mel says you can go in as a white mage to heal them up too. Well, that kind of sucks. Can you imagine if I didn't have my white mage? What then? How is somebody supposed to go through that? Mini-current says, we're started down the future of live streaming. Watch me watch someone play their game. Yeah, I could actually drag this video into the live stream right now so you guys can watch it with me. But I don't think the the person who uploaded this video will be happy about that. Nova says, how is this game if you switch between jobs? Do you have to do the same low-level content over and over? To level up, not really. Like, see, one of the reasons why, if you watch any of my live streams, I did not, like, I don't really pick up a lot of the side quests, because if indeed I decide to go and change jobs, depending on what job, you start at a lower level than others, and then you'll need the XP. So you can either do all the side quests, or you can level up in dungeons, or, you know, farm some of the other instance activity, like you have the Palace of the Dead, and a couple of other, you know, dungeon stuff. So I do have a 60 white mage, by the way. It's right here. And boom, I am now white mage with all my healing skills. I don't think I want to jump in as a white mage, though. Don't have the DPS to kill the boss later on. Alright, so this person starts exactly where I start. 0 out of 3, 2 out of 6. So I'm going to be looking exactly at where this person goes. Let's speed up the video some more. Exactly what I did. First one, with the horsey dude. 2 dudes and the horsey dude. Well, they actually take longer to kill than I do. Okay, refugee 1 down with 24:10 on the clock. Huh? Wait. They skipped the part where I took a left? How is that even possible? Okay, never mind. At least I know where that one is. Let me see where the third one is. No, they didn't skip it. They missed it too. So they went back to get it done. Okay, that's done. Now it's the 5th one that really fucked me up. Let's find out where the 5th one is. Don't run like a headless chicken like me, says the person in the video. Run back to Aymeric? Is that really what they're telling me to do? Yeah, this person is actually running back to the boss fight like what I was doing. To fight. That's deja vu. That's exactly what I did, but... Oh my god, yeah, I gotta go back to Aymeric and kill... Oh, son of a bitch. Alright, I see how it is. Okay. I gotta go back and fight. So the last run, before I had to stop and watch that guide, I did the right thing by going back to Aymeric and taking part in the fight again. I just needed to kill them before Aymeric dies, so... We'll see how that goes this time. Oh shit, I'm in my white magey stuff. Oh crap. I'm so screwed. Where is my command to get back to my Sam? Shit. This is just great. I forgot to change back to my Sam. Okay. Checking on chat meantime. Can you heal NPCs during duties? Let's figure out. So here's Aymeric. I'm gonna do like a heal skill right now. Yep, I can. So I guess I'll let these guys tank and let's just do some healing. Let's just see how fun that is. So I haven't played this white mage a whole lot. Actually, I don't even know. Is he at full health now? Kinda. Kinda looks like it. So they get the first two. The NPCs get the first two. I went to the exact right places, and then I gotta go back up and help them out. Okay, back to the chat. Mazidi says, really sad in this generation era MMOs like dead genre. I wouldn't really say that. I mean, I don't know where MMOs are getting all this bad rap from. It's probably, you know, thanks to online battle royale typey games, which I'm not a fan of. But as long as games like, you know, World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, they're all doing well in their own way. And as long as there's a market for it, it'll never go away. Just look at games like RuneScape and Ultima, EverQuest. Some of these games are going into 20 years. And they're still around because there's still a market, there's still a core audience. So I do not think that maybe the population will definitely drop in the future, but I don't think it'll die like permanently for another, I don't know, 30 years. Yeah, at this point, I can tell you, honest to God, I am button mashing. And I'm having fun doing it. The white mage seems to have some nice looking animations. And I guess it's nice to play something other than my samurai once in a while. Plus, I'm keeping Americ's health all the way up, so that's a good thing, I suppose. Here, let's get Artorial up too. Ah, how about that? Right, so that's the 2 out of 6 per usual. That part's normal. At least I know what to do now. I should have more DPS skills. I don't. Well, I'm happy spamming Stone 3. I'm not kidding you. That's the name of the skill. Stone 3. Here, have my 3rd stone. Wham.
You underestimate me.
Yeah, I've heard that like 4 times already. Yeah, let's top up Americ here with Cure. Okay, back to chat. Main Torrent says, my second character is over leveled just from doing 1 or 2 side quests from the main story quest. I think there's plenty of side quests not to repeat. Yeah, plus, you know, when you do the prerequisite part, it's just going to stay constant at 60 or 70 depending on where you are. So if one of your main characters is already at the cap of 70, just swap over to a 2nd or 3rd job and, you know, try and earn XP for that job instead. Work to Game says, yeah, now Discord is easier. What do you mean by that? No, Nova, there's lots of ways to level, and the main story is only done once. Oh, okay, talking about leveling. George says, I know things have been hacked for scheduling assignments. Are you a bit excited or heard any excitement over Neverwinter? See, I jumped back into Neverwinter for Undermountain, and I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't very impressed with, you know, some of the changes that happened for Neverwinter. In fact, I did put out my impressions for my Patreon folks. Those who support me on Patreon, they can already see that video. Maybe I'll do one for public much later down the line when I've got more time to revisit that topic of Neverwinter, because they need to patch a whole bunch of fixes in, because the Undermount expansion caused a lot of issues, not just for me as a returning player, but for existing players as well. Like, I tried to do a couple of dungeons, the scaling was borked. Scaling was totally broken. We could not get past the dungeon's 1st or 2nd boss or whatever it was. And I just found the Undermount questing to be a little underwhelming, I suppose. But I was very impressed with how they've changed their quality of the presentation now. Almost all the quests in Undermountain are voiced, and the voice actors are well-known dungeon masters from the Dungeons & Dragons community, which is, I think, pretty cool that they're getting, you know, people from the tabletop to come in and do some voiceover work. Okay, moving on. Midgard says maybe the other guy is mind-possessed and you need to break control by beating Aymeric. I love that you guys are coming out with the, I love that you guys are coming up with, you know, some of the explanations here. We can figure it out. Man, spamming this stone stuff is pretty good. 3 shots is what it took to kill this bastard on my healer, and I'm building up my combos on my samurai. It's way faster on my white mage. Okay, sprint all the way back up to Aymeric. I'm gonna have to kill all the other buggers in his circle. Oh shit, shortcut. To get to the last hostage. Alright, Aymeric, I am here, buddy. Now let's button mash. Let's do some button mashing stuffy. Medica, whatever that is. I'm gonna have to try and get his health up.
This knight does not yield.
Alright, it's not going up as much as I thought it would. Maybe because it's taking a crap ton of damage. Maybe I should do some DPS too. I got interrupted there, which is not fun. But at least I'm drawing aggro away from Aymeric. Boom. One more. First, get out of the crap. I'm not used to playing stationary type casters. I like my mobility. What's this? Deals unexpected damage. Unaspected damage. Boom. It's like an AoE of some sort. What else we got? Ah, healing party members who enter. I like the sound of that. Right here. There we go. It's a little hot for you. Wham! That's Simonard. That's the boss. Get him down. Okay, so that's done. And now this freaking blue-purple thing disappears, which is just exactly what I saw in the guide video to get to the final refugee. Oh my god. See, this wasn't explained to you at all, so you had to kind of figure out where the last fucking refugee was, and then you gotta come all the way back here. So this is a fun one, and if you haven't played this part and you've watched me struggle through this, then good for you. At least now you know. And also, good to have a couple of jobs at your disposal, so that if you know you're gonna need to heal some NPCs in one, at least you can swap to your healer and stuff like that. So I guess I'm lucky that I have a white mage. I don't know if my samurai could... Well, if my samurai can't kill them fast enough, something's clearly wrong. Anyway, let's get on with this.
Where is he?
Who's he looking for? I knew it! It's the freaking priest! I said it the first time I saw him. He could be the asshole who's starting the whole thing. I'm gonna trust my gut from now on with Final Fantasy. The moment I see somebody...
You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
I assume he's talking about me. Oh. Not gonna do it, is he? Jesus Christ, look at that face. Alright, let's kill him. Let's kill him now. I won't be able to sleep peacefully knowing that... Wow, the way they changed his face to almost like a Joker type character. Somebody catch the kid, please. Oh, magic. Using magic. Magic. Magic canopy, magic shield. Something, anything. Oh my god, dragon. Nice. Well played, dragon. Lucky kid. You get to be Daenerys Targaryen for a day.
Vidofne!
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
This is great PR for dragons and humans. Now let's kill that priest. Come on, we did not kill the priest. Where's the priest?
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a savior. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From 𝒉𝒊𝒍.
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinian? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
Interesting. Didn't quite catch that part about Nidhogg, which by the way is back. because of Estinian, who had both of his eyes, and there was enough to channel like a spiritual Nidhogg to take over the body again. So that's still a story arc that's left unclosed.
They say then, a great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Jovanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of horsifying you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
Damn.
Lord Edmund.
Uh-oh. Not the expected response, but okay. This is what Final Fantasy XIV does really well, with all these interweaving stories and plots and characters, and you think you've just wrapped up something and now it's starting something else, and yeah, it's always keeping you on your toes, which is great. After that multi-duty struggle, I am going to take a break and just chat with you guys in chat. Oh gosh, sorry about that, chat. You guys had to watch me struggle and get frustrated over that one friggin' duty. But let's go ahead and catch up here. Jared says, "Oh, cute dress for the white mage." I think it came with the job or something. I don't know. Mikor says maybe the other guy is mind possessed and you need to break the control by bidding Wim with Aymeric. Mikor says 3 buttons above your care in care screen. Somewhere here. Oh, yeah, with the changing of my jobs. I totally forgot about that. I'm sure I can drag... Yeah, there it is. Just to go back to my samurai. And just like that, done. So that is a cool system of multi-jobbing stuff. I just forgot where I got it. See, I've got it both here on the bar for my Sam. So, but I didn't put it on the mage's bar. That's how you swap between classes in this game. It's pretty easy. Work says, do you want to leave the duty? I don't think you can. Swap inside. You swap gear inside. See, I didn't check that. I couldn't find... I forgot about that screen, but I couldn't... Could you not change it within a duty? Maybe you can't. I mean, it's with like most MMOs where there's got to be a restriction, right? So if you queue for a DPS, can you suddenly change to a healer? I can't remember if some of the MMOs I play have that at all. Work the game says you have some DPS you can toss out too. Hey, you know what? For my white hand mage, this one skill, I was just using Stone 3, and my goodness, it hits pretty hard. So that's pretty easy. Jusmel says you can leave the duty by right-clicking in the duty in the right and swap back. Okay, note it. I'll remember that. Maybe next week I'll forget about it. George says, wow, so you saved the hostage, but then save Aymeric. So, really, what it should say was Aymeric was the last hostage that you had to save before you can get it. George says, you heal him? Yep, you can. Midichlorian says, I guess the MMORPG is dead, comes from not having a new game every 2 weeks with Battle Royale. I would rather have a 3 or 4 year wait between MMORPGs just to keep that hype and you know, sort of expectation and keep it fresh. there can be a burnout with MMOs because we're always on this cycle, this treadmill of, oh, I've played this for a couple of months, whatever, it sucks or it's great, but then when something else get announced or is coming out, and then there's hype with that, and maybe your guild or your friends or your brother or whoever wants to go play that, so it's an endless cycle, and it's a pretty brutal market, MMOs, because when you fail hard, and every time an MMO fails, the next one is going to be very wary and clever about how they go about things and circumvent loss of revenue by adding in more sort of shady monetization. That's how it's going to be moving forward. So I think I said it before, I'll say it again. We have seen probably the last of the AAA MMORPGs. The last one I know that's going to be made, or at least the one that we know of that's coming, that's officially a AAA official IP of a franchise, is the new Lord of the Rings MMO. That's about it. The last MMO to break the $200 million budget was The Elder Scrolls Online. And prior to that was Star Wars The Old Republic. I don't think we'll see another one in that scale for a very long time. Jared says, wow, this is going to be a test of your healing capabilities. I suppose. Oh look, Daddy's Boy has just arrived right here. This must not be a Japanese player. This must be somewhere from around Asia. With a name like Daddy's Boy. Here, have some heal, Daddy's Boy. Okay, back to chat. OtterGame says, there's more gamers than ever before. Even if MMOs lose in the percentage of gamers that prefer them, they can still be very large and very well funded. I agree. Plus, let's not forget about the whole thing with crowdfunding. Crowdfunding has become such an important thing. Like, if I wanted to make an MMO 10 years ago, I would have to go and pitch the idea to corporations and studios and publishers first. Today, I can skip that process and go straight to the audience. I can go straight to the players and pitch to them and say, hey, I've got an idea for a cool game. Will you fund me? Or we'll start this campaign and we'll crowdfund it, grassroots level. And once you get that initial backing, and then you can go into the boardroom of your studio or the corporation and say, hey, look, we have 40,000 players who have backed this project. There is a market. Now we are demanding such and such because you will have an asset. So crowdfunding has been a big game changer, not only for MMOs, but for games in general. So there's that. Mazidi says, you change class using icon in the hotbar, right? So where's the samurai icon? Yeah, I had to go find that earlier. It's sorted now. Miniclorin says, and let's not forget, many tag as MMO games that really aren't because they think that'll bring them more players. That is true. I've covered some news pieces where like shooter games, like real FPS shooter games are being categorized as MMOs, which is fine. As the MMORPG portion comes in, then of course we would send a message to the PR person for the studio trying to clarify, is this really an MMORPG? Is that what the devs are saying? And most of the time after the first, I suppose, reaching out for clarification, then the studios do change it just so it's not that misleading. Worker Game says, Discord being easier way was to give away your comment. Okay, there we go. Hang on, just a sec. So I asked earlier, how do I, do giveaways for some stuff? And yeah, Discord, I suppose, is going to be a great way. Now it's just a matter of trying to get everybody who's interested to join the Discord, because, like, for me, I'm not the best with social media tools. I got to be honest with you. I'm not a very sort of techie social person, and I'm looking for somebody to do the admin stuff for my Discord because I don't always have the time. But yeah, I guess one of them is going to be a Discord giveaway, which should be easier because I know there's bots and plugins and add-ons that I can use to give away stuff. As for what the stuff is, I cannot reveal yet. I'm still working on it. George says, yeah, finally see the heal job mechanics. Healers are the fastest to get duty. So I've been told. I've seen healers queue like less than a minute and get a dungeon here. George says, oh, that is sad to hear about Neverwinter. Still excited and might grab it. Yeah, go for it. It's a free-to-play game. There's nothing wrong with giving it a shot. It may suck for some people. You may have fun in it. Everything is down to personal preference, and I respect that. My channel, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has something they like and they don't. I try to be inclusive to as many games as I can, while still maintaining a level of impartiality there that doesn't... I'm not here trying to sort of confirm or deny your bias of or enjoyment of a certain MMO. I just want to keep everybody up to date and informed and discover what the fun parts of a game, whether it has a bad rep or a good rep. We got Jim Jones saying, Blue Mage, I'm looking forward to Dancer. Nice. Yeah, I suppose if I've got time, I'll try the Dancer as well, but Gunbreaker's going to be my first when the expansion launches. Midi-chlorian says, I guess from some missions as tank, at the point you get back, it's too late to get aggro off Amric. Yeah, I'm sure as if you do your duties as a tank job, and I'm not sure how much DPS skills like going in as a full tank will have, but you will have like one of those instant grab aggro skills, right? I'm guessing, so that's gonna make it easier, I suppose. Where am I in chat? Is there still lots to go? Midi-chlorian says that's still a fail, a fall of how many 100 meters? What, the child? Yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't any flipping around or something. We got Otaku Monster says GOT jokes with the upset face. Well, couldn't help it. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, and yeah, and I assume you'll hear much more. If you haven't played Heavensward as an expansion, and you are a Game of Thrones fan, I guarantee you, after going through the entire Heavensward expansion, you will see some writing influences from A Song of Ice and Fire from Square Enix. That's the first thing that I got. And fun fact, this is true by the way, a few Game of Thrones actors are actually voice acting characters in Final Fantasy XIV, especially some here that I experienced in the Heavensward expansion. Okay, I'm just gonna catch up and chat here before I call it. George says I called it. Midcurrent says I know it's doubling of the pawns. Alright, I'm gonna check in and see if there's any other questions or chat stuff. Midcurrent says if they wanted to prove or disprove any natural number beyond 2 is the sum of 2 prime numbers, they could plug a supercomputer to Final Fantasy and not counter it. George says, uh-oh, he gave a look. Multiplayer dungeons are definitely locked in the job you entered. Okay, I guess I'm all caught up then, huh? Alright, I'll just turn in this quest real quick and we'll go from there. Alright, Alfie, now what do you got? It's been a day of surprises, has it not? Despite a pity, Vidunir could not stay longer. Yeah, I don't know if even if as a dragon, I'd be safe just hanging around Ishgard right now with all the hate going on, all the tensions going on. Oh, Thancred's going back to the Rising Stones, huh? A moment, I wish a word, and yeah, it appears we both have a same outfits now. Tell me this, Thancred. Oh shit, I did not read that. Okay, what will you say? He held his own in the vault. He got on well with Hilda. I'm not sure how to put it into words, but okay, see, this is where I'm trying to figure out what the developers are trying to do here. Are they trying to build up some sort of a illusion of choice where it matters? Like, because I'm not gonna come back and see what the other two are gonna do. I don't think you can do that. So I'm gonna say he held his own in the vault, which he did. Fought well. That he did, which is especially remarkable given the injury to his eye. I can only assume that this time in the wilderness afforded him ample opportunity to compensate for his impairment. However, I speak not of his physical state, but rather his etheric flow, which I fear had been... Okay, that's interesting. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate ether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be... Ay, ay, ay. So she's kind of worried that he has I was kind of worried that it was leading to a more psychological thing where, the body, the physicality of what he does is the same, but the mind is just not the same. I was wondering if it was going that direction, but it's not something to do with either. So, yeah, you see what I mean about all these little threads of different stories, all interconnecting in the end. And my gut feeling says there's going to be a massive build-up and some sort of climax that just ties everything together right before the Stormblood expansion. Because before, I've already seen that happen right before Heavensward, which was a real shocker. I'm wondering if we're going to see the same thing. And I'm going to cheat here, by the way. I'm going to be looking at where I'm at right now in terms of quest. As goes light, so goes darkness. Oh, this is the end of the first part. I am finishing 3.1 right now. And then I'm going to be starting 3.2 right after this one. So about 30-ish or so quests before Stormblood. Okay, checking in chat. Jared says, I am of the mind that MMOs can suffice with just subscription. They did originally, but maybe a companion mechanic of crowdfunding for expansion plans. Perhaps, but I think with MMORPGs having to cater to a global audience, I've seen a couple of studies and where, based on economies and where you are in the world, some parts are happier to pay for a subscription. Some parts, would prefer a one-time fee of a buy-to-play game or a free-to-play game with an option to, a la carte purchase expansions down the line. It's a really subjective thing. Like for me, I don't mind mostly buy-to-play games. You buy it once, it's you have it, forever until the live service ends, and then from there you just pick, okay, do I want this expansion? Do I want the like quest pack or something like that? Do I want to buy a new class? Having that sort of option is great, but subscription games, if you really believe in the quality that it offers, then sure, why not? And I don't know. I've had this argument recently with somebody about expansion games whereby if you pay a subscription, expansions should be free. The argument was basically that I can't remember how it went, but all the subscriptions alone, it doesn't even cover sort of the rolling costs of keeping, keeping the servers up and paying the paychecks and stuff. But to actually pay people to work on a new project, it involves a lot more money, and which subscription alone cannot cover. So I don't know. I don't think we will see that in the future, where subscription games launch and then you're like, okay, by the way, the upcoming expansion in 2 months or whatever is going to be free for people. Maybe Star Wars: The Old Republic, because they've done it. But with Star Wars: The Old Republic, their expansions aren't really expansions. They're not your typical WoW or like Final Fantasy expansions where you get a whole chunk of content dropping in a period. It's more of an episodic style thing where, okay, you're subscribing, when a new chapter comes out, you play it and you wait, and a new chapter, and then they called it an expansion. So it varies, I suppose. All right, let's turn this in. What do you got, Alpha, now?
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue. But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house.
I see where this is going now. He fears competition, obviously, from Aymeric.
Sir Emmerich was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat. Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince Houses Durndare and Jusmel.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
Maybe I was wrong after all. Oh boy. A knight lives to serve.
You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horschiffon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You are a sister to Horschiffon. Will you be a sister to me as well?
Okay, that's interesting.
Come, Manelaine. There's much to be done. For father, and for Sir Emmerich, and for Ishgard. To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
Right, okay, so that's interesting. There's a little footnote that the narrator of a lot of these third-person storytelling of how we entered Heavensward for the first time. I was kind of wondering who the epic sound guy dude narration was. It's apparently the Orchiffon's dad. Oh, it's not a pick one or two. It's I get everything except these healing, casting. I'm gonna go with that. Just for the gold. And that is a wrap, guys, of patch 3.1. As goes light, so goes darkness. So I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patches to go. Oh. Ah, yes, I have not forgotten. Okay, that looked like Alfino's shoes. Could be his twin that we haven't seen in a long time. So yeah, that's sort of the spoiler right there, that Urianger is sort of working with or talking to the Asians for some reason. Is that... Oh, I know. Okay, that's 2 more of our Scions right there. They're alive. Yida. What are they? Some sort of army? They seem to be in a fighting mood. See, I don't recognize, like, with Final Fantasy 14, by some of the armies, like uniforms and stuff, you can tell where they're from, whether they're Gridanians or fighting for someone else. But I did not recognize that, so maybe haven't seen it before. But that's done. I got the achievement, and this is where I will call it a night, folks. It's 1 o'clock here in the morning. I'm gonna go to bed, and we'll carry on to patch 3.2, or I'll carry on sometime during the week so that by next Sunday when I stream again, we will be in Stormblood. Fingers crossed. I'll try and make it as fast as possible. So I've only got a month to get ready for Shadowbringers, and I hope I can make it. Anyway, for those of you here that also are interested in the Elder Scrolls Online, hey, let me know what you guys think about a weekday ESO stream, either on YouTube or Twitch. Let me know, and I'll see what I can do with that, because otherwise, I'm just going to plow through ESO and get ready and just, put up my review straight away. But I do hear you guys that have been asking for more ESO streams too. So let me know if a weekday worked for you or just Saturday nights, because Sunday's booked for Final Fantasy. Anyway, let's read up on chat here. Where did we last stop? Jared says, relax, you're not pressuring me on MMOs. You're just epic videos spark interest, confirm, I doubt. Aw, thanks. Jared says, I find it interesting when I finally was wondering your thoughts on Age of Wushu 2 or 3. Yeah, I know there's an Age of Wushu 2 that was announced maybe, I don't know, 3 years ago now. The problem was, I can't remember who the publishers was agreed on. They were going to make a Western version. They were working on localization. And then something happened and it just stopped. Like, there was no news. I believe they had a website or a landing page that when we were doing some investigations, that the domain was bought for the sort of European version, and now it's gone. So don't know what happened there. I will have to double check with some sources about Age of Wushu 2. And if I have news, as always, I'll make a video and I'll put it in the news job. Nat Gamer says, shouldn't failed duty count as death count? Ooh. Maybe. How many times did I fail? 3? 3 or something? Well, the thing is, see, I didn't die. I did not die. It was just failed. I want the death counter to be death from stupidity by standing in fire or getting punted off the side of a platform in a raid or something like that, But I'll keep that in mind. I'll just watch the stream again and see how many times I failed, and maybe I'll just add that to it. So by the time you get here next Sunday, you'll see whether the death counter's gone up or not. Mini Clorin says the last expansions where sub was enough were not real expansion, more like small bits of new content. I assume we're talking about SWTOR then, because SWTOR was the bits and pieces, right? Light21 says, oh, so you just got past the duty where citizens are taken hostage. Yeah, if you left due to frustration of watching me doing it and came back, yeah, it took me about, I don't know, 40 minutes to get past that, but I had to watch a YouTube guide to get to where I need to go. Rudy says, sorry, I just got back from the stream from Power Cut. Oh no, but hey, thanks for coming back. I'm about done here, guys. It's been a fun stream, but I gotta go to bed. Light says, did I miss anything else? Nope, you did not. Just me rambling on, as usual, which is not always fun to watch, which is surprising to see that there are people watching this. It's a joke, of course, but yeah, I do appreciate hanging out with you guys. Rudy says, so you mean sub games won't make it in the future? The popularity is going down. Like, if you launch a subscription game in 2 years' time and you do not have a Warcraft or a Final Fantasy in your title, and if you're not doing something drastically different from what the market's already doing, you're not gonna sell a lot. Like, it's so tough to launch as a sub game if you are a new IP who's not bringing anything new or fresh to the table. Case in point, 5 years ago, look at WildStar, how they launched subscription only. Look, let's go back 6-7 years. Secret World, they launched as a sub, didn't make it. And all the other games that came out in between were smart enough to figure out, okay, we have to turn the ship around into a buy-to-play game or something like that, or we're not going to survive. And that's how they're surviving, I suppose. Ashes of Creation, one of the upcoming ones, is so different in a sense that their marketing campaign is... what's the term that they use? Something about MMOs. We want to revolutionize or change the industry or whatever. So Ashes is playing the PR campaign, and they've played it very well. They smashed their Kickstarter campaign crowdfunding in under 24 hours or whatever it was. So it's they're going with the sub model. Let's see how it works out for them. Jared says, Echo, Epic Shield. You have a booming echo. Oh shit, do I? I apologize. It's probably due to my speakers, or the voice dialogue being pretty loud. Yeah, sorry about that. Graspy says, peace out, peeps. Yeah, take care, Graspy. Good to see you. Minicorn says they're in the BDSM guild because of the way they dress, huh? Thanks for the stream. Have fun dreams. Thank you, Minicorn. Appreciate you guys being here. Jared says, wow, did he just put it out there that he finds you interesting? I suppose. Rudy says, Saturday night for ESO? Sounds good. And Jared says, oh, good night, Epic Adventure. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. So that's gonna do it for me, you guys. I am going to bed, and I'll wake up in the morning and work on ESO some more. Criker just subscribed. Thank you, Criker. Appreciate the support if you're watching the stream. And if you're just joining the stream, I'm about to go, actually. So if you want to catch the full stream, you got to rewind a little bit. But thanks so much. And that's gonna do it for me, you guys. For those of you in the West, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Those of you in my part of the world, have a good night. Have a great week ahead. And the next time I see you will probably be for the final news drop for the month of May. And then it's June, it's summer, and all the fun stuff comes, I suppose. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Once again, Jeremy Adrian here, thanking you for watching. Later, all.